Imagine wandering through a harsh desert, starving, thirsty, and desperate. You cry out for help, but instead of compassion, venomous snakes are sent to punish you for complaining. This isn't just a bad dream. It's what happened to the Israelites under Yahweh's rule. Could the God who demands such fear and control truly be the creator or someone else entirely? When the Israelites left Egypt, there were around 600,000 men of fighting age, Numbers 1, 45-46. If you count the women and older adults, the number of adults probably exceeded 1.2 million. But after 40 years of wandering in the wilderness, only 2 adults, Caleb and Joshua, survived. Yahweh declared that everyone who left Egypt would die in the wilderness because they had doubted him in Numbers 14:29. In this wilderness, your bodies will fall, every one of you 20 years old or more, who has grumbled against me. But who wouldn't doubt such a God? Yahweh didn't just let them die naturally, he used strict laws and harsh punishments to make sure they did. Can you imagine living under such strict rules knowing that one mistake could cost you your life? Deadly snakes as punishment. One of the most shocking events happened when the Israelites complained about their suffering. They were tired, hungry, and thirsty for days. In Numbers 21:9, Yahweh punished them by sending fiery snakes to bite and kill them. Their only sin was expressing frustration after years of hardship, something any human would do. When they begged for forgiveness, Yahweh told Moses to make a bronze snake and lift it on a pole. Anyone bitten had to look up at the snake to be healed. But why a serpent? A symbol of deception from the Garden of Eden, Genesis 3:1-5. In the Bible, the serpent represents Satan. By forcing the Israelites to look up to a snake, was Yahweh asking them to submit to the very symbol of evil? Could this be a sign that Yahweh and the serpent were connected? Yahweh's 613 laws and punishments. Yahweh gave the Israelites 613 laws, most of which were extremely difficult to follow. Breaking even the smallest one could lead to death. A man was stoned to death for gathering wood on the Sabbath, Numbers 15:32-36. Complaining about food led to deadly plagues, Numbers 11:1-3, 11:33. Worshipping other gods or doubting Yahweh often ended in mass executions, Exodus 32:27-28. But who wouldn't doubt such a God? The Israelites lived in constant fear. Yahweh's laws weren't just rules to follow, they became tools for punishment. One wrong move, and death could be the result. In Numbers 14:34, Yahweh said, "You will suffer for your sins and know what it is like to have me against you." Over time, Yahweh's punishments wiped out an entire generation of Israelites. He didn't guide them to safety. He slowly killed them through impossible rules and deadly consequences. Moses, the protector. Moses was often the one standing between Yahweh and the Israelites, protecting them from Yahweh's anger. When the Israelites worshipped the golden calf, Yahweh wanted to destroy them, but Moses begged him to stop, Exodus 32:10-14. When Yahweh sent poisonous snakes to punish the people, Moses prayed for their healing, Numbers 21:7-9. Moses spent his life defending the Israelites from Yahweh's wrath. When Moses made one mistake, striking a rock instead of speaking to it, Yahweh punished him harshly. In Numbers 20:12, Yahweh said, "Because you did not trust in me enough to honor me as holy, you will not bring this community into the land I give them." Even though Moses was loyal and gave everything for Yahweh, he was treated no better than the others who disobeyed. This harsh punishment seems out of place for someone as loyal as Moses. Was Yahweh's decision fair, or does it reveal something darker about him? Why did Satan want Moses' body? After Moses died, Jude 1-9 tells us that Michael, the archangel, fought with Satan over Moses' body. Why would Satan want Moses' body? This is an important question. Let's think about it for a moment. If Yahweh and Satan are the same, it makes sense that Satan might want Moses' body. Moses was Yahweh's most faithful servant, and Satan may have believed Moses belonged to him. Satan may have wanted Moses' body as a final victory, thinking he could claim Moses after all the years of service. But Michael the archangel, when he disputed with the devil and argued about the body of Moses, did not dare pronounce against him a railing judgment, but said, "The Lord rebuke you." Michael didn't fight Satan or condemn him directly. Instead, he called on the Lord to rebuke Satan. Michael proved there was a higher power at work. The true God, just and merciful. Perhaps the true God, the one that Michael called upon, is not cruel or harsh. The true God is just, merciful, and wise. He doesn't punish for the sake of control. He judges wisely and shows compassion. The true God's justice isn't about making people suffer for every mistake. It's about teaching, guiding, and bringing people into a better understanding of truth. Even when punishment is required, it's delivered with understanding, not with a desire to break or control people. Conclusion. Who was Moses really serving? Despite following Yahweh's commands, Moses often stood up for the people and kept them from being destroyed. The higher power, a just and merciful God, has seen it. This could be why Satan fought so hard for Moses' body, thinking he could claim him as his own. But in the end, Moses belonged to the true God, the one Michael called upon to rebuke Satan. This story makes us think about the nature of God and who we are really following. Is it the harsh God who rules with fear and control, or is it the true God of justice and mercy? We may not have all the answers, but the story of Moses reminds us to question what we've been taught and seek the truth for ourselves. Follow for more.